MLD video for today.
Today's video is sponsored by. Nah, just kidding.
There's nothing more unattractive to me. My opinion. You think what you think, you want what you want, whatever. But in my opinion, there's nothing more unattractive than a girl trying to be ghetto. There's nothing more unattractive. This is why girls trying to be ghetto that is so unattractive to me, bro. Especially girls who are not about that life at all. And you can just see in their face and the way on their look, how they dress, how they carry themselves. They're not about that life, but they keep insisting. They keep trying to be cool. The way they talk, the way you know what I'm saying. It's so unattractive to me, bro. Unattractive. Um, but I want to show you this video because it's really like it's really happening. And I always, every time I say that, I always think about the episode in The Office. Where I don't even remember what was happening, but they were like all freaking out, like it's happening, and this is exactly what's happening. Like these girls, they're getting older, and they're getting to that age where excuse me, they're like getting desperate.
Message.
I really didn't think this was gonna happen. I remember like when I started watching excuse me, like dating content, Steffi Skold, guys like that, guys that kind of show me the way, guys that I learned from like Kohar Cam, all these guys, that I still look up to, whatever, admire. I watch their content, whatever. And I remember them talking about like when women hit the wall, they start getting desperate. And man, it's really happening, bro. Girls, when they get 25, 27, 29, 30, 35, they really start getting desperate. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but it's really happening. And I say this because it's like girls that we went to high school with. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's about that time now. Damn. Anyways, check this video out.
If I go on one more date, if I have one more encounter with a man in his early 30s telling me that what he's looking for is a hustler, that he's looking for a queen to build an empire with, to be hustling for the next 5 years, I'm officially tapping out. Because what y'all don't get is us girlies in our early 30s, we've been hustling. We fell victim to the girl boss shit, and we was girl bossing for the last decade. We went to school, we started our businesses, we bought houses. We've been doing this shit on our own. We've been on our independent woman shit. And you talking to me about hustling another 5 years? My mans, I'm trying to have some babies. And you want me out here working too and hustling? You got me fucked up.
The thing that stood out to me out of all the things, I'll try to talk about everything that she talked about, but the thing that stood out to me that she said, we fell victim to the girl boss. Feel victim? Who told you to go get a job and open a business and be a hustler, whatever, on your own? Who told you that, I'm independent, I can do this on my own, I don't need a man? Who told you to do that? Women told them. Women told other women, oh, you don't need a man. You're a girl boss. open, go to school, graduate, get your business, whatever, open your business. You don't need a man. And now they're like, you know what? I want to have babies now. I need a man. I want to have babies now.
Hey man, I hope you're enjoying the video, but it's about that time. It's about that time we gotta do a little promo. Yeah, I know it sucks, but it'll be fast. Anyways, check me out on all other social medias. Just check out my description. You'll see everything. I also started streaming now daily. So if you want to see a little bit of the background and everything like that, what I do when I'm not on your screen like this, check out my second channel, man. That's where I do all my streams every day. So check that out. And yeah, back to the video.
And I always I'm all about living and let live, right? If you want to have babies, bro, and I always remind you that this channel is about us, bro. We don't care what women want. We don't care what they say. It's about what we want and what we say. And I I was married before. I'm not doing that again. I learned my lesson. I even, you know what I'm saying? Marriage was never my plan. It just kind of happened because of other things, whatever. Anyways, but if that's your plan, bro, if that's your goal, that's what you want out of life. I never said don't get married. I mean, I say again, don't get married, but if that's what you want, at least make sure that you do the proper research. What I mean is sign the right papers, talk to a lawyer, do your research. Don't just go in, oh, I'm in love, let's do this. No, because you're gonna regret it, bro. You are gonna regret it. Those are straight facts. Especially these days, bro. I just feel like relationships overall, bro, it's too risky, man. And I say risky because I'm talking about more like for us, because women, you gotta understand that women always have a way out. You know what I'm saying? You guys get into a marriage, it doesn't work out, and you guys break up. You know who's gonna suffer? Yes, yes. And I'm not saying women don't suffer like emotionally or whatever, but I'm talking about you're gonna suffer emotionally and financially, bro. She's not gonna. Some states, bro, you gotta pay her lawyer and your lawyer. Think about that. You can barely afford your own lawyer. Now you gotta pay her lawyer. Is working against you and you're paying her. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyways, the thing that she started with is, if I meet another man in his early 30s talking about he's looking for a hustler, someone to build an empire with. But isn't that what guys who want to get married are looking for? Because I'm sure that guys who want to get married are looking for a wife or whatever. They're not looking for a OF model or Instagram model or a girl who's about the club life, a girl who's all about being outside and living her best life, a girl boss. That guy's not looking. Guys who want to get married, they're not looking for that.
Message.
Those are straight facts. They're looking for, you know what I'm saying, someone who's gonna be submissive or whatever, who's gonna listen, who's gonna do what he wants. Does that girl in the video, does she sound like she's gonna listen to you? What if the guy she meets is everything she wanted, but the guy doesn't want to have kids? What then? Because it's possible, but maybe you don't want to have kids. F them kids, right? F them kids, like MJ said. Right? Oh man, all these videos, bro, every content, every short I make, even the stuff I put out on TikTok, everything. Just remember that everything circles back to the point that I always make, which is the main goal of my channel, of my content, is to look out for us. Look out for us, man, because no one's gonna care. No one cares. We have to care for ourselves, and this is why I created this channel. I keep going with this channel just because of that. I wanna be able to help guys with the lessons that I learned. You know what I'm saying, through my experiences or whatever, my successes, my failures, everything. I'm here to let you know what's gonna work and what's not gonna work. I would like to thank the Academy for that. Fight Club reference. If you know, you know. But at the same time, I want you to do your thing. And like I said, if your thing is, I really, I want to build a family. I want to find someone that I can build a family with. And we can have kids, and we can buy a house, and we can buy a van, and the white picket fence, and the American dream, and all that BS. Fine. That's what you want. Fine. But these are the girls, bro, you're going to run into. Girls with demands. Girls with demands. And, I even before, growing up, I've always liked being a man. I know, and as I got older, I was like, man, women really have all the advantages, bro. As far as life, it's easier for them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, all that BS, that's fine. But if I could go back, I would still want to come back as a man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're just so simple, bro. We're so, we're just chilling. We're just chilling. I think that fits my personality. I'm just about chilling. And all I want to do is just make sure that every guy lives his best life, or as many guys as possible, as many guys that I can reach, and just let them know, bro, that you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Like, even if you meet a girl and you want to get married, whatever, tell her what you want, that she can stay or she can go. Like I said, if you meet this girl specifically in the video, and she's not ugly, and she's pretty, and she hits you with that BS that, oh, I'm done hustling, I want to have kids now. But you tell, hey, I'm not ready to have kids. I'm looking for a hustler. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out fine. But I just don't want you to be, or I don't want us to be desperate. You know what I'm saying? Because we were desperate in high school, right? Oh, I really want this girl. No, don't go. Now we're done with that. Hey, she can come or she can go. Either way, I'll be alright. Women can't say that because that's not how they're built, and that's, I think, where our advantage comes in. Because we as men, we can be alone. It's fine. I know some of you are still scared of being single or whatever. Eventually, you'll figure it out. But I just don't want you to fall victim to this desperate older chicks. You know what I'm saying? And I always think about this, like, these girls who are, late 20s, early 30s, saying, "Oh, I'm getting older. I gotta find a man. I gotta have kids." I always think, like, can you imagine what the older chicks, the girls in their 40s and 45 and 50s, looking at these girls in their 30s talking about being old? That must be hilarious, huh? But yeah, bro, just don't fall victim into this, bro. Do things at your own time, on your own terms, and she can stay or she can go. I hope this helps, man. Anyways, bro, that's it for today. Peace.